Hello and welcome back to Brixx. I'm James, and in this video I'm going to help you take your first steps in building a plan in Brixx. If you don't have an account yet, you can start your plan from the Brixx homepage. You don't have to register, but your plan won't be saved until you do. Today I'm going to demonstrate with an example bike shop. I'm going to plan for 1 year. Choose when you want to start and you're good to go. If you watched the first video, then you will already be familiar with the main areas of the interface. I'll primarily be using the plan building area in this video. Let's begin with setting up some sections. Sections divide up your business, making your plan easier to navigate. If you're not sure where to start, begin by creating sections for your income and your costs. I already have a good idea how I'm going to structure this plan, so I'll start with 4 sections. One for my bike sales, accessory sales, staff, and general overheads. Okay, let's get started with my bike sales section. I'll be stocking 2 main brands of bikes, so I'll make 2 groups called Brand 1 and Brand 2. Now we can start adding our income. Pressing the plus add button next to the group name will open the add component panel. I'm going to add 3 income components which I'll use to represent entry-level bikes, intermediate bikes and advanced bikes. You can use income components to represent any form of income. You could use one component for every product you sell, or if you have many products, you could use one component to represent several products to keep things manageable. I'm done for now, so I'll close this panel by pressing the plus add button again. Clicking on any component name will open it for editing its data. Every component consists of a form divided up into different questions. Each question has an information icon next to it. Click it to get help on any part of the form. The income form has 2 main ways of entering data. The default is amount, which allows you to simply enter your forecasted revenue. Or you can switch to amount per unit. This calculates your revenue forecast based on a number of units multiplied by their price. I'll keep it simple for now by sticking to amount. Data grids are where you enter your numbers. Manually enter your data by clicking in a cell, typing a number and pressing enter to move to the next cell. You can change the grid to quarters or years. Brixx will always split your numbers out over months, so if you enter a figure into years, it will divide it by 12 over the course of the year. Useful for entering things like salaries. If you want to enter a one-off number at a specific time, choose a month and enter it there. You can quickly fill grids using the fill data controls. The default option will fill every cell with the same number. Clicking the drop-down will reveal more ways of entering your data. For example, I can use the curve option to grow my starting amount by a percentage over time. I'll enter a starting revenue of £5,000, growing by 10% every month. Click the tick to fill the grid. Whilst we have been editing this component, the plan has been locked. You'll need to either save your changes or cancel them before returning to your plan. I'm happy now, so I'll save changes. We have one more task to do, which is to add the direct costs for this income. Click the Cost of Sales button at the bottom of the form to create a new cost component linked to this one. This creates a new component with its own data form to complete. It's linked to the income component, meaning it looks to it for some of its calculations. Click the cost of sales component in the list to start editing its data. As you can see, it shows the name of the component it is linked to in the title. As with the income component, there are several ways you can set up this component: amount, amount per unit, and percentage of sales. This time I'm going to choose percentage. I'll use fill data to enter 60% into every cell. As this is linked to the income for entry level, the cost per month will be 60% of the revenue entered in that component. Let's save this component and take a look at the dashboard. The dashboard is already starting to populate with numbers. The cash flow graph shows totals from every month, whilst the big numbers at the top give you an idea of how you are doing by the end of your plan. I'm going to add some more components and fill in more data. Back in a moment. I'm back, and I've filled out my other sections with more income components and some of the cost components too. The dashboard has kept itself up to date with every change I have made. If I go to my reports, I can see my cash flow populated with these numbers too. If I click the arrow next to my cash received, I can see all the sections containing income. You can see my bike sales section and my accessory sales that I just added some numbers to. It gives me totals of both, allowing me to compare them. I can go even further, now drilling into bike sales, revealing the two brand groups I created earlier, again allowing me to compare the two sets of numbers. Finally, down one more level to the individual components themselves. This is where Brixx is really powerful. Now I have some numbers in play, I can begin manipulating my plan whilst my outputs keep up with everything I'm doing. Let me return to the timeline and give you an example of how it works. The timeline shows the duration of your groups and components over the course of the plan. You can change any item just by dragging it. Let's say that I'm going to introduce brand 2 next year. I can move the entire group by dragging this handle to January. Back to my dashboard, and it's immediately updated to reflect this change. The reports have kept up too. They take care of the numbers whilst you make big changes to your plan. Everything ends up in the right place. Another powerful tool you can use is the ability to disable any part of your plan. Click the little circle next to any item to temporarily turn off the numbers in your outputs. Click it again to turn them back on. Again, the reports keep up with every change. You can use this Enable-Disable tool to test out different scenarios, or turn off entire sections at a time to spotlight specific parts of your plan in your dashboard and reports. Whenever you make an update to your plan, whether it's adding new components, changing your numbers, or rearranging and copying entire sections, your outputs stay up to date. You should have enough knowledge to go ahead and start building your plan now. Make sure you create sections and groups that take advantage of the drill-down comparisons in your reports. Use the Enable-Disable feature to try out different scenarios. Create sections and groups that focus on different ways forward for your business. Turn them on and off to see how they affect your plan as a whole. How you structure your plan is up to you. Every business is unique. Brixx gives you the building blocks to build yours the way you want to. To continue learning how to use Brixx, make sure you check out the next video in this series. Thanks for watching.